Super Mario and Freddy Fazbear. Two popular video game characters who recently got their own animated and live-action films, which both got sequels made. Fun fact, do you know that the Super Mario movies and the Five Nights at Freddy's movies is released kind of like close together? I honestly found it interesting. But today's question is, which movies are the best? Well, let's find out. Let the battle commence. Or in Mario's words, let's go! Round 1. Stories. So, as for their stories, because they're both based around different franchises, both of the movie's stories are different and in different ways. So let's start off with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So the story goes like this. Rosalina tells a mystical tale about Peach, but suddenly gets interrupted by a massive robot. She tries to fight back as best as she could, but both her and Aluma later gets captured by the robot, who is later revealed, shortly revealed, to be Bowser Jr., who is, by the start of the film, his role is to find his father. We then cut away to the Mario Brothers, which they're on a tiny little task to find the missing pipe. We're later revealed to Yoshi, who is shortly after a member of the group. And then we cut away to a beautiful light show. But then Aluma crashes into the Mushroom Kingdom, who tells the group what happened to Rosalina. So then Peach and Toad set off on their adventure to rescue Rosalina, leaving the Mario Brothers back in the Mushroom Kingdom to handle things while they're gone. We also get reintroduced to Bowser, who is still from the first film, who is really small. But after Bowser Jr. caused chaos in the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi set off on their on Peach's and Toad's adventure too. I'm sharing out how to explain the film because there's also lots of other stuff that happens, but that's basically the story. So, as for the story, the story is pretty decent in this one. Sure, it might not be the most original. Oh, in fact, it almost has the exact same story as the first film. But still, it's pretty decent by itself. And the references were really good as well. Moving on to FNAF 2, we start off in the 1982, the original Fazbear's Pizza. We first get introduced to this little girl named Charlotte, who is a sociably awkward girl. We also get reintroduced to William Afton, who has captured a little kid. Charlotte goes into that dark room and tries to save him, which she eventually does, before getting killed by William Afton. Just want to say that the child actor did really well by acting out in that scene. And the way that she was screaming in pain, then drops to the floor, and then we see the blood. It was such a good scene. But anyways, we then get introduced to the puppet, and then the scene cuts off. And then we get reintroduced to our main three characters, Vanessa, Mike, and Abby, who are all going through their own personal struggles. Abby is having some trouble adjusting through life without her animatronic friends from the first film, with Mike struggling to handle his life with her. And Vanessa, throughout the film, is constantly struggling and handling the weight of her father's death of, from the first film. And that's the story of that film, um, which is really complex. I really like how lots of the story beats come over from the first film to this film. And the story really makes you feel for the characters. I honestly felt for the characters in the emotional moments, especially near the end when the film got me crying. And I feel like the animatronics are better or choreographed here than they are in the first film. So which film has the better story? Even though both films are different in their own ways, and even though I do love the Super Mario Galaxy movie story and energy going from place to place, but FNAF 2's story is more emotionally driven, and which it wouldn't have been a big edge, but how well it does, it's just super good. But hey, it- this it's not like the Super Mario Galaxy movie doesn't have any emotional moments, and because it certainly does, especially with Peaches and Rosalina's relationship. But the film with the better story goes to Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Round 2, Animation, or Settings in FNAF 2's case. And also, I know this is a complete blowout and an easy win for one of these movies, but let's at least go over it. Starting with FNAF 2, this movie's settings and backgrounds are pretty beautiful. Well, the regular settings and backgrounds, like the normal things that you would see in everyday life, like a school, houses, and that. But it's really the pizzerias is that really still the show. I really love that how the newer slash old pizzeria is way more like vibrant and way more filled with color and settings than in the first film. From the pizzeria tables to to a to a water place, all of it is very accurate to the original games, especially when they call back to the original games. And the animatronics are absolutely fantastic. The toy animatronics and the liver animatronics. You can easily tell that these toy animatronics are way older and way more better made than the old animatronics from the first film. And one last thing I want to say is that I really loved how the film brought Circus Baby, but I was a little bit upset that she didn't play a major role in the film. But oh well, hopefully she gets a much bigger role in a future film. I'm happy enough with what we got. Moving on to the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This film's animation is absolutely fantastic. First, I love that the character animation is a lot more expressive than in the first film. The characters move with a lot more energy, making the action scenes a lot more epic than before. And we get to see a lot more locations, like a casino, a Bee's Hive, and of course, since this is a Mario Galaxy film, oh, the Galaxy. The nighttime animation, especially when the stars came up from the Mushroom Kingdom, it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, they're able to show a lot of colors, especially even when it's dark. And also forgot to mention this. I love all the Nintendo references from Fox, the Pikmins, and Rob. So, which movie has the better animation? Okay, it's not even a contest. FNAF 2's animatronics and everything else are really cool, but they barely stand a chance against the Mario Galaxy movie. So the film with the better animation goes to the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Round 3. Action. I'm just gonna say it right away. Both films have fantastic action scenes, with both films perfectly matching the look of their respective video games. With FNAF 2, it really captures all of the jump scares you would get from the original games, especially when Mike gets trapped into the pizzeria and has to survive the night by using the Fazbear mask. And with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, it's filled to the brim with action scenes. Some highlights including the first two fights between Rosalina and Bowser Jr., the airship fight with Fox, and the final showdown. Especially when Bowser turned into Dry Bowser. It was so cool! And I also loved how we got to see more power-ups this time around, like the Fire Flower, the Drill power-up, the Cloud, and the Penguin. But which film has the better action scenes? Well, I do love FNAF 2's action scenes, but the Super Mario Galaxy movie has way more experimental action scenes since it's an animated film. And also, there's less action than in the Mario Galaxy movie anyways. So, the film with the better action goes to the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Round 4. Characters. Starting with the heroes of both films, and starting with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. First, we have Mario himself, the main hero of the film, and the one leading the charge to save the galaxy. Okay, second one leading the charge. Anyways, Mario is still the great character that he is. The heroic, like, princess saving plumber, or who is still as enjoyable as he is in the first film. Next, there's Luigi, the man in green, who is Mario's brother, and the more scaredy one. I really loved how Luigi is way more involved in the story than he was with the first films film's story. Because if you remember, Luigi was trapped in a cage for most of that film. But in this film, we got to see way more interactions between the Mario Brothers than we had in the first film, which is so great. Next, there's Yoshi, Mario's pet dinosaur. His design and voice is so cute. And, and I also really loved how he was really helpful to the group and stayed attached to them to the end. But I will admit, his backstory and how he got involved with everything was a teensy bit rushed. But it wasn't jarring or anything. I just went along with it. Next, there's Peach, the warrior princess. Making her a warrior is pretty interesting and definitely different from the damsel in distress that she normally is in the original games. She was quite enjoyable in this, but her backstory was really heartbreaking, especially when she realizes that Rosalina is her sister. And finally, Rosalina, the guardian the guardian of the Lumas and the guardian of the galaxy. Most people are saying this, and I agree. It sucks that Rosalina barely has any screen time, being the main face of the Mario Galaxy games. But the scenes that we did get to see her in were great. Her, I loved how she takes care of the Lumas and acts like a mother figure to them. And again, Peach, her relationship with Peach is really heartwarming. Moving on to FNAF 2, starting with Mike, the main hero of the movie. Mike is a great character, even though Vanessa gets more of the focus in this film than him. He is he is still a great supporter to her, and and I loved both his and Abby's relationship in this. Speaking of Abby, next is Abby, Mike Mike's young daughter. I loved her way more than in the first film because she's way more sociable with with the with the humans, not just the animatronics. But her relationship with the animatronics, well, the older ones, is really sweet. Finally, there's Vanessa. She was just going through it in this film. Um, get, mourning the loss of her father's death, of of getting getting split off by Mike, and getting betrayed by her own brother. She was suffering all throughout this film, and I was emotionally with her every step of the way. Now, let's get on to the villains of both films. Starting with FNAF 2 with Michael Afton, William Afton's son, and Vanessa's brother. He was okay as a villain, not not exactly rememberable, but he was decent at best, even though he wasn't a big threat. And him being a villain was something that I didn't expect. But now looking back at it, I kind of should have known because of his whole creepy smile and creepy vibes. And next we have the animatronics themselves, and the puppet, of course. The animatronics just steal the show again with with their designs. I mean, and their surprisingly deep personalities. I also like how the animatronics have voice lines now, giving them much more personality, especially Chica. And the puppet was so scary. I like how they pay homage to the to the music box that you need to use in the game. And I also like the little detail of it take possessing people, which was also really scary. And speaking of the scares are a lot more are a lot better than in the first film. There was actually lots and lots of moments and where the film made me jump. And near the end, they actually got me to care about them emotionally when they died. The the music that was playing and Ab- Abby be sad expression, Shannon crying, and and, and them shutting down was really sad to see, and it made for a great scene. So the characters in the FNAF movie too are pretty good. And sure, Michael Afton might not be too rememberable, but the animatronics help help the movie in the villain side of things. Moving on to the Mario Galaxy movie, we have Bowser Jr. and Bowser. Starting with Bowser Jr., he was an absolutely big threat in this, making up all of the plans, all of the machines, and basically being in charge. Even more than his father. And his paintbrush made for some good fight scenes, like the two with Rosalina, eh, and the one near the end. And finally, there's Bowser. He is just he is just as good as he is in the first film, with him being threatening, him being so scary, eh, and funny. But the one flaw I have with Bowser is his character arc. Like they give him this entire scenes with him bonding over the Mario Brothers, and I like the scene that I'm showing right now, when Bowser sacrifices himself self to the bees to help the Brothers get to Peach, which was a really sweet scene. And I honestly thought they were gonna dive deeper into it, but uh, Bowser ended up with Bowser Jr. and then Bowser Jr. convinces him to become evil again, and then, well, surprise, surprise, he becomes evil again, which I was okay with, but I was a little bit disappointed of how it turned out. Um, like they basically they give this whole character arc to Bowser, and but then they just stop, uh, make him become evil again, and then never mention it again. Like again, I really loved that scene. And they even dive deeper into it with Bowser actually feeling bad about hurting the Mario Brothers. Or it's just a shame that they didn't went into it and made Bowser redeemed himself, which is probably a reason why Bowser Jr. shouldn't have been in the film. In fact, I'll give you two examples of series that are different from their source materials, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, with each series being different from each other, like being more comedy based, like the 1987 series and the majority of the live action films, or be more serious, like the 2003 series, or be a mixture of both, like like the 2012 series, Rise of the TMNT, and, and Mutant Mayhem. And even if with all of the different versions, they're all still loved and have their fan bases. Another good example is the Cuphead franchise, with the show being way different than in the original game. Like the casino not playing a big role, with the show being more comedy based, and changes to characters like Miss Chalice. I could go on and on listing more examples, but I feel like you get the point. And the point is that a version to a show, movie, or game, it doesn't have to be the same as the original version, and you can make some changes, as and it might even be good. And so Bowser having a complete character arc isn't all that ridiculous, and the Mario movies do make changes of their own. Like the characters actually talking instead of using catchphrases, Princess Peach being a strong female character, and lots of other changes. So why can't they not do that? But getting back on track, even with that complaint, Bowser is still a really great villain, still holding up his his great traits from the first film. And now, which movie has better characters? Even though I do love the Mario Galaxy movie's characters, I still have to bring this up somehow. The characters are way less developed as characters, which I thought wasn't a big complaint, but now thinking about it more, are yeah, it's and the way that it develops its characters are not too good. While the Five Nights at Freddy's movie actually made me feel for the characters, especially the animatronics when they died. So well, I wasn't expecting to say this, but the movie with the better characters goes to Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The winner! Both films are amazing video game adaptations, and with both of them improving lots from their predecessors. The Mario Galaxy movie improves lots on animation, story, and character dynamics. And the FNAF movie 2 improves lots on again character dynamics, animatronics, and especially emotional moments. It's super hard to tell which one I like better, but after going back and forth, we have the winner. So the winner of this versus review is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The reason why FNAF Movie 2 wins is because, as well, I do love the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and it does have better animation. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie has way better character development and story, making it easier to connect with the film better than the Mario Galaxy movie. But overall, both films are great. Now, time for the final scores. The Mario Galaxy movie gets a 9 out of 10, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 also gets a high 9. Video game movies have recently been in an all-time high, with both films serving a big part of that. And I can't wait to see more stuff from these two franchises in the future. Next time on Versus Review.